Howdy, y'all. My name is Price, and welcome back to some more Slime Rancher. Oh, my goodness, y'all. I am still a sicky boy, so today's probably going to be a shorter episode. Hoping by the end of this week I'm going to be good. It's a little frustrating, if I'm going to be honest, because I'm not, like, sick. I don't have a fever. I don't have anything, like, else really wrong. It's just I'm all phlegmy all the time. Got a bad cough. And I think it's just allergies. It's the worst. For those of y'all out there who have allergies, I get you, man. Me and Ash, we both get it pretty bad, and I think it's the turning of the season, so it's the ripe time for it. Anyway, so today we're probably going to just do a little bit of chores action, nothing too crazy, and you know, maybe we'll mess around with a couple of things, but you know, not going to go too hard on it. Mostly, I just want to get a little bit of stuff done around the ranch. Maybe we can get enough money in order to get the next 7Z. We're close. We're halfway there, right? We spent a lot of money to get those new slimes and stuff, but ultimately that should mean more plorts. I know last episode we talked about wanting to... my gosh, I can even hear my own voice, and I do not sound like myself. I'd like to store up some of the plorts and stuff, but at the same time, you know, we can do that any day. And so maybe we just jump forward on the 7Zs today, and then, you know, next day we work on getting more stuff stored up. Because, I don't know, you know, I'd like to get this stuff on the road. So let's go store up this extra food. We'll check on our other slimes, kind of make sure everybody's fed, and then we'll go run around dealing with plorts. I think that'll be the course of action here. Store this up. Oh, I accidentally hit that guy. I'm sorry, little guy. Okas. Oh man, I do love these new silos. I gotta say, being able to store so much stuff, it makes it so much easier to like be like, all right, let's go store up the extra food. You know, we've never stored any phase lemons, but obviously we don't even have enough space for that. I could let the chickens run around, but you know, we're fine. We're fine. Let's look around. How are we doing on them having little babbies? Do I see any little chickadees? I don't see any little chicks, but they could be around. Where's the roostro? I know we have like one roostro running around, don't we? Maybe we don't have any roostros. Well, maybe I'll look for those. Oh boy. But yeah, my last couple days have just been lots of cold medicine and allergy medicine and just sitting around getting nothing done because I'm all stuffy. It's the worst. All right, here you go, y'all. Y'all seem to be fine. We'll go ahead and throw the carrots in here just because. Why not? We got plenty of odd onions in there. Let's make sure we get all that stuff absorbed. And oh, how'd that tangle plort get all the way out there? I mean, luckily, these guys aren't going to do anything with the tangle plort. But I do worry a little bit about other plorts. Okay, so we have a market link over here. So let's just sell all these plorts over here. Why not? Like I said, we'll get more of the other stuff on the next episode when we want to really make a whole bunch of decorations and things. Right now, it's not a priority. Okie dokie. So, what's new in my world? What have I watched since yesterday? I like that some of y'all are being like, oh, no, it's cool when you do chores days because it's like, you know, we get like reviews and stuff. So that's cool. I'm all right with that. What did I watch yesterday? I think I tried watching a couple of things, but nothing really grabbed me too much. After finishing the Lost in Space series, I restarted watching the, what do you call it? The 1990s movie. I don't remember exactly when it came out. Probably like 99 or something like that, 98. So I rewatched, or started rewatching, I haven't finished it yet, that movie, just to like remind myself what it was like, because that was my first exposure to Lost in Space. The original cartoon, or not cartoon, TV show was in like the 60s, which obviously, you know, I know I'm old, but I'm not that old. So I was like aware of it, but I'd never seen it or anything. Then I saw the movie that they made in the 90s, because I was kind of like the right demographic. I want to say I was probably like 6th or 7th grade when that came out. So it's probably like 99-ish, 98-ish. Now I gotta look it up. I'm gonna lose my mind if I don't look it up. Lost in Space movie. 1998. Yeah, I called it. I knew it. I'm the one. I know all the things. So I saw that, and you know, it was all right back then when I saw it. I remember it being kind of cheesy, like Nothing like too mind-blowing or anything. But I kind of liked it. But I do like the new series, the new series on Netflix, way more than that movie. The movie is just a little bit, you know, too cheesy. Which I'm cool with, and I do like the movie, but it's nowhere near as good as the other one. And I'm getting a phone call, which I probably need to answer. Give me a second, y'all. Gosh darn phone scammers. It's the worst. They're starting to use your own phone prefix. The one that, like, you know, like let's say you're on like a family plan, which, you know, like I am. So like all of my family, we all share the same phone prefix. And as a result, when I see that number, I'm like, oh, that must be, like, maybe it's one of my brothers or something like that, right? Because we've all had the same numbers for forever, so it's like, you know, I look at it and I go like, huh, maybe one of them got a new phone, maybe they had to change it, maybe that's like someone like my sister-in-law or something, you know, somebody who, like, maybe I don't have it. Anyway, doesn't matter. Big part is, that's the new scam, is they'll do that, and it's really frustrating because I fall for it like every time. Only because, like, I'd rather fall for it and be wrong than be like, I don't know that person, and then turns out, oh, geez, that was an important phone call. But anyways, that's really frustrating. So what was I talking about? Lost in Space. Movie's all right, but definitely the TV show's better. The new TV show. The original TV show is good, but just in like a cheesy 60s way. So if you like, say, like the original Star Trek or the original, what do you call it, Battlestar Galactica, Lost in Space is kind of similar to those. Not quite the same, but similar. But anyway, so there's that. And then I was watching some other YouTubers, because I do that. I know, right? It's mind-blowing. A YouTuber who watches YouTube? What is this? Are cats marrying dogs? Is the world going to heck? No, yeah, I watch other YouTubers. And specifically, I have started catching up on, it's been a long time since I watched her channel, but Simone Giertz, who some of y'all may have seen some of her videos flying around. It's Simone Giertz, but it's a Swedish name, so it's Giertz. But she is like an engineer, sort of. She's a hobbyist, she calls herself, engineer. But she like makes robots that are like dumb, like useless robots. So you've probably seen the one of her alarm clock that she made, where it's an alarm clock that smacks you in the face with like a rubber hand until you wake up. And it's really, really funny. She's got great comedic timing and just really, really funny and clever ideas. One of the ones that I watched yesterday kind of got me back into it. She has this one that she did for, I think, a new series that she started, because they're longer videos. It was like a 20-minute video. And it was, she's a vegetarian, but she wanted to like hunt. She wanted to like know what the big deal is about hunting, but she didn't want to hunt any animals because like she's not okay with that. So she wanted to make a robot that she could hunt, and so she made this, like, with the help of a couple of other people, she made this like decoy deer. I don't know if y'all know what that is. It's like a big old plastic deer for like practicing hunting, I guess. I say I guess. I know. I have people in my family who hunt. I'm not a hunter myself. I have people in my family who hunt. They have decoys and stuff. Anyway, so she made one of those that like would like walk around on this big old motorized wheelbase. And then what I love was, like, the funniest part was that she like adds like tofu and hot sauce and all kinds of stuff to it, so that she can, like, when she catches it, she can like eat it, you know, like it's like it's supposed to be like the whole experience. It's really, really funny, just like a really clever video, and it's just the kind of thing that, like, I feel like that's what YouTube is like really supposed to be for, is just like creative, interesting, fun, inventive, new ideas and videos and stuff. And so I absolutely love it. So I would strongly suggest y'all go check her channel out. I think she's almost at 1 million subscribers now. She's getting there, but definitely worth your eyeballs, worth your time if you're a geek like me who likes to check out kind of anything having to do with science or anything like that. So yeah, I watched a bunch of that yesterday. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, mostly I was just kind of like, after I recorded videos and stuff, I was just kind of hanging out in bed like, all right, hope this cold goes away. or whatever this is. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much that. It's pretty much that. Other than that, just like, you know, hanging out, eating, doing the normal things. Trying to think what else is coming around the corner here, because I feel like there are a couple games coming out that I am curious about. Well, I'll have to remember. Have to remember at some point. But anyway, so let's think about our ranch here for a second. Where do I want to... Oh, some of y'all have been asking about using teleporters to like connect up the food situation across our different areas, specifically like Ogdens and Mochis and stuff like that. Definitely would be something to think about. We can maybe take a look around and kind of start planning. I'm one of those people who likes to take a step back to plan, and lately, because I've been recording just like one episode a day, I haven't had the time to do the step back and plan that I usually do. But what I would normally do is I would kind of like do a quick run around of my areas. I'd look at all the different plots, you know, I'd be like, okay, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 here, 5, so there's like 6, so like there's like 3 up here, right? So I could have like 3 teleporters up here if I wanted to transport around mint mangoes or Q-berries, say, for example. But then what I would do is I'd probably go old school. I'd go grab a piece of paper and I would start like mapping it out, drawing it out. So I will probably do that at some point, most likely when this cold is gone. Oh, also, some of y'all are saying I should add the solar shield to these corrals because it will stop the mosaics from dropping their little bombs outside of the corrals. And that's totally true. That's totally true. I forgot about that, but that is absolutely the case. So we can do that. Let's get solar shields. So it should... These things should go away, and they should stop doing it, or at least stop doing it so much. But let's go ahead and fill up their feeders. Yeah, let's get you up, what, a couple to here, and then we'll throw some in your tank. And then we'll do the same over here. Some of y'all are hungry, which is crazy to me, because you still have food in here, which means it should still be feeding you appropriately. But oh well. Okay, and then here we go like this. I know that one missed. That's fine. 2 missed. This thing in the way. Rude. That's fine. And let's go grab the rest of these. Oh, it's like perfect. How many... No, I think there's like 1 or 2 science spots back here. 1, 2. Yep. 3. Okay. So there's 3 hidden away. Let's give you guys the rest of these. We'll fill up your feeder a little bit more. Then we'll sell all your plorts. Well, we'll store the pink plorts because, as always, pink plorts are basically valueless when it comes to the plort market. So, I do need to consider, like, how do I want to organize things with the teleporters? Because once we start doing that, I am probably going to be like, okay, we're going to have to start moving our slimes around. We're going to need to maybe like change where some corrals are, change where some feeders are. Because honestly, what I should have, you know, the most efficient way, which I've done in a previous file, is to... Oh, geez. Stop it, please. That should stop soon, those things. All right. But the most efficient way, in my mind, is to... oh, geez. There they come. Kaboom! Put all of your slimes, literally all of your slimes, in one area. Or like in, you know, like a couple of areas, right? So like we could fit 5 slimes in this region, right? And we can fit like 6 or 8 different slimes types in that area over there, right? And then everywhere else is just for like the food or the silos or anything like that. But it's also, that's like a little boring. So I'm like in my head, I'm trying to think like what's the best way to kind of like get the best of both worlds. It makes me think about this thing I learned in, I was reading this book. It's one of my favorite books, actually. This was years ago that I first read it, like probably like a decade. It's called 1491, and it's about America before colonization. And it's really interesting. I learned a lot about Native American cultures and stuff like that. It's very, very interesting stuff. One of the things that really stuck with me in out of that book, and then also another book that I read for a class called, it was called The Omnivore's Dilemma. talked about it in both of these books, is this concept of like complementary farming. And what that is it's like instead of farming one crop in one giant field and then turning it over and then switching it to another crop, you know, the next season. So, you know, that's kind of like traditional farming right now. The way you do it is you do, you know, you'll farm one type of crop that, you know, maybe takes a lot of nitrogen, and then you'll do another type of crop that maybe actually like helps to like reinvigorate the soil, and then you'll like give it a season off or something like that, right? So like you're cycling through so that you don't destroy the soil, because the soil needs to maintain its nutrients, etc. Anyway, I'm not a farmer. I don't like have all the specific terms for it, but that's the basics from what I understand. So this complementary farming idea, the idea there is instead of having all of one type, a monoculture, instead what you do is you take the different types that actually work really well with each other, and you farm them right next to each other. So they're kind of like creating this really like complementary integral unit. And then you don't actually have to turn the field over. You don't have to give it a rest. You don't have to reinvigorate it with fertilizers and stuff, because essentially what you're doing is you're doing that all the time by having these different plants next to one another. So like one, you know, type of squash maybe takes too much nitrogen, but then another type of like green bean or something like that will actually add nitrogen to the soil, and so then they're kind of like complementing each other. Anyway, what does that have to do with slimes? Well, what I like having is having like a little bit of everything in the area where it belongs, right? I don't have to transport these things through a teleporter to go to another place in order to feed it to something else, when I can actually literally just grow it right here and use it right here, and then sell these right here and do these right here, right? So it's like, this is a little bit more like that complementary idea, I think. So that's sort of my principle that I'm thinking about here. That said, you know, it's, you know, not quite the same, right? I can totally do it that other way. It's not a big deal. So, you know, we'll think on it. We'll think on it. But I like the idea of having like little clusters that are kind of, you know, have like their own little self-contained components. Oh, wow. Usually I expect a ton of phase lemons on the ground. It's kind of shocking when they're not there. These ones are falling right now, so we'll let them fall. And then these guys haven't quite fallen yet. We'll go ahead and just yank them off the tree here, just to make sure that we're getting the feeding going. How are y'all doing on your feeder? Looks good. Yeah? Okay. How about y'all? Y'all good? How are you doing on food in here? Looks good. I mean, it's one of those things where it's funny, because it's like there's plenty of food in there, and yet still some of them are hungry. It's like you just kind of got to do like the old floop around every now and then, where you just kind of like wave everything back and forth, and then they'll eat it. All right, let's put down a market link here. You know what? I might just leave a market link here. I'm always putting it here anyways. We'll turn it like this. So I might as well just have it there. Let's sell these, and this is actually going to get us right up to our 120k that we need, so that's good. That'll help us to get our 7Z. We still have the Ogden slimes to go check on, and the Mochi's Mansion slimes. We might leave the Ogden's ones. I know we checked them last time. They didn't have a ton of plorts left. We fed them and everything, so they should be fine. So yeah. But we will go check Mochi's. And then the other part is just like, you know, like I said, I'm still kind of sick. I don't want to go for too long today. I want to rest my voice and whatnot as much as I can, because I do also still today have to go do... Oh man, they're popping their plorts everywhere. Look at that. That's not good. Did one of them escape? Those ones are pretty far out there. I'm wondering if one of them escaped. I'll have to check. I see all their little holograms running around, but that doesn't mean they escaped. But I feel like their plorts should not be out there like that. Oh yeah, there's one right there. He got out. That's not good. Hey, buddy. Get back in there, please. Thank you. They're probably popping out to try and eat this food, even though they have their own food on the ground. So that's something to worry about. Oh, that's the other thing I watched. I was like, what else did I watch? I know I watched something else. I watched last night one of my favorite movies of all time from when I was growing up, called Clueless, which I'm sure any of y'all around my age are aware of. And if you're a little bit younger, maybe you've never heard of it, but it is a movie in the 90s, set in the 90s, a very 90s movie about This girl, Cher, who's a teenager, she's in high school. She lives in LA and is very wealthy. Lives in Beverly Hills, I think. So it's very much, about like wealthy kids. But it's kind of a satirical take on it. Like they're very tongue-in-cheek. It's very much kind of making fun of consumerism and all kinds of stuff. But also, what's really interesting about it. Oh yeah, Paul Rudd's in it. Ant-Man's in it. But what's interesting about it is it's also, I believe, it's based off of a Jane Austen novel, I believe. Either Jane Austen, or, yeah, I think it's Jane Austen. And so it has this very interesting kind of like matchmaker kind of thing going on where these two girls are trying to help one of their teachers and also one of their friends to find love and stuff like this. And so they're like doing all these things to try and help them, find partners and whatnot. It's really funny. I really, really like it. It's got some issues because, it's from the 90s, so it hasn't aged perfectly well. But I still love it. I think it's a really great movie. And if you haven't watched it, it's definitely worth giving a check out at some point. All right, let's grab this food. Let's feed these suckers. Let's sell their plorts. We've definitely got our 120, so that's good. And oh boy, yeah, my voice is reaching its end, y'all. It's reaching its end for today. All right, Warp Tech Market. Wait. Did we already put a market down here permanently? We have not. That's crazy to me. Warp Tech Market. I need to keep this one with me, though. Whoops, what am I doing? Can't sell those. Be nice if you could, but you can't sell those. Now, here, I could see the value of doing a teleporter in order to take the excess food, right? Like, I could have 2 teleporters over here, say, to put the excess silver parsnips and, what do you call these things? Prickly pears. In there, because that would definitely be helpful to like transport that stuff home. But not a huge deal. Not a huge deal. You could even have them like right next to the silo so that you can just transfer them between the two. And you can use them as additional storage as well. I think they hold up to like 100. So maybe we'll do something like that. Like I said, could be useful. All right, we're at 120 though, so that's nice. I might just take 100 out of each of these. We'll let the rest of them store up. I'm glad that finally it seems like the glitch has passed. So that's nice. Because these things are definitely producing a good amount of plorts. Let me take a little sip of water. Such a sicky boy. It's the worst because I know I'm not sick because I don't have like a fever or anything. It's just allergies. It's just frustrating. Congested. But hey, man, I will say this. I am always impressed by the ability for the human body to create just so much mucus. Just so much. How does it do it? Sorry if that's gross, but it's impressive. All right. Here we go. Okay. And we'll also drop a couple extra in here. And we'll hold on to the rest. We'll take those for storage. And we'll Warp Tech, drop the market link. And there we go. Now, we do have a couple teleporters. We could, if I wanted to, we could set up teleporters around between all these different places. I love me my teleporters, and they definitely help with the efficiency thing that I always talk about, like being able to get from point A to point B and just get the work done without having to like take too much time running around. But at the same time, I don't know where exactly I want them all. I need to like take count of them and figure out what are the exact places I want to put them. On my original file, it was all built around utility, and specifically it was built around like how can I more easily get myself to the places where I need to film my scenes with the Gordos and stuff. Since I'm not doing that with this file, I don't need that, so I'm kind of trying to think where would be the simplest, easiest, nicest, bestest places to put them. Yes, I said bestest. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay, there we go. We're at 142,634 buckaroonies. Let's go on and head home. Everybody's fed. We're not checking Ogdens because, like I said, we fed them last time. They should be fine for a day. But let's go ahead. Let's buy our 7Z upgrade. Let's check the plort market for our gold plorts. currently up to 362. If it cracks, we're going to let it go. Once it's above 400, we're going to think about it. If it does crack 500, we're going to immediately start selling. Even if it's still going up, I'm going to just immediately start selling because I just want to take it while it's hot. All right, 120K. Boom. All right, so we got the Titan drill, and we also got some new chroma packs. So let's put on a new chroma pack to end the episode. Let's go with Pretty Loud. I like Pretty Loud. We'll wear this one next episode, and then maybe we'll switch over to Nightlight for the following episode. But here we go. Pretty Loud. A little bit of pink, a little bit of blue, a little bit of like a darker blue, maybe a grayish blue, and then a kind of cream color. Love it. Real good. All right, y'all. Yeah, look at that. Ah, that's pretty. All right, y'all. Well, I think that's where we're going to go ahead and end this episode. Wish me the best so that I get better. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. But with that, y'all, thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please sure to give this video a like, a favorite, and subscribe to the channel. My name has been Price, and I will see y'all next time.